Hey everybody, going live on Facebook and YouTube this morning. I'm going to talk about turning your struggles into a game. And so I got this idea yesterday from my friend Jenny, who is turning her financial life around by paying the bills and manifesting money for different things that she wants by turning it into a game. I feel like this eye has way more makeup. I think it's just because this one's in the light. Anyways, the lighting in here sucks. I need to get like a ring light or something to put by my desk, so this is better. Anyways, enough with my lighting. I also read a post about someone who is struggling with depression, and they are trying to figure out how to do their daily affirmations and law of attraction practices without feeling so much struggle. And the thing with that, I'm just going to address that really quick, is if you are, if you read a book about using the law of attraction to your advantage, and it says that you should do daily affirmations and that you should do visualizations, and if you just do that twice a day for 10 minutes, that your whole world is going to change and your life is going to be better. And then you do that and it's just such a struggle, and you're like, oh yeah, I got to do that thing, and okay, look, where's my pad of paper? I'm going to write this stuff down, and okay, I'm going to close my eyes. Okay, yeah, right. Dream house, car, job, spouse, whatever. Okay, I did my thing now. So that's not how it's supposed to go. If you are doing your affirmations and visualizations and your exercise, your daily exercises, and they are a struggle and a drag to do, find something better to do. Find some new way of doing it. I have one client that I coach, and she is really into photography and graphic arts and stuff. And so she has made herself a vision board that she works on all the time and changes around. She's done it on her computer. Like, a vision board doesn't have to be like, a piece of poster board hung up in your closet or your kitchen or your office or whatever. Your vision board can be all over your house. It can be, turning a table in your bedroom into an altar. It can, whatever works for you. That's just the thing. Like, you have to find what works for you. If it is really hard to sit down and write out your affirmations, 20 times a day, then don't do it. Find something else. Find something fun. Take your dog for a walk and repeat them in your head, or, while you're in the shower, think about them, or close your eyes for a minute while you're just like letting the warm water wash over you, and just visualize what it feels like to have that money or that spouse or that, great job. Just, that's what it's about, is to get into that thinking, feeling, and acting mode. And pretty soon those little shifts start to happen, but they're not going to happen if you're going into the exercises in a super negative way. I'm trying to see if I can see any posts on Facebook. I wonder if I'm not showing anything coming up live on Facebook. I'm going to run over here really quick and just see. Let's turn this to mute. Am I live? Let's see. Yes, I appear to be. I wonder if I can just share that I'm live. We'll see. Anyways, it's early. It's only 7:30. Maybe there's just not very many people up right now. Anyhow, the other thing that I was going to talk about is turning, and this is one way of using the law of attraction to your advantage, is turning your struggles into a game. And you can do this like in a segmented thing where you're like, okay, I'm going to go to work and I'm going to see how many positive things I can say to other people, like, and make a tally, like put a little note on your phone and do a bunch of check marks. Or, you know, every time you go back to your desk, go, okay, I said, have a great day to George, and I said, your hair looks nice to Susie, and I said, I love your earrings to Karen, and I'm using all these names. We shouldn't forget Chad. Chad looked great today. Loved his new haircut. Okay. So, yeah, so you just go, you go into each situation and turn it into a game. Like, how many positive things can I do? How much positivity can I attract today? So how many positive things did people say to me today? And you can go into, you know, like what my friend Jenny does is she goes into like paying her bills as a game. Like if an extra bill comes up, instead of feeling dread about it and how am I going to do that and I'm going to have to work harder, she just puts it out there like, what amazing thing is going to happen to bring this bill to be paid? What, you know, what's going to happen? And then she just like looks for it and goes through her day positive, knowing that it's going to happen. You know, yesterday I talked about, you know, trying and hope versus doing and faith. And that's the difference. When you go into these games, you're not just trying. You're not like, oh, I'm going to try to say some nice things to other people and hope that other people say nice things to me. No, you go into that segment, that work day, that, you know, trip to the grocery store, that, you know, school function that you have to go to with your kids, and you go into it knowing that you're going to say nice things to others and tally those up and turn it into that game. And you have faith that you're going to get that back, because when you put good things out, you get good things back, and it comes tenfold. And you just watch it. If you tithe or give to any sort of charity monetarily, or you just say a nice thing to somebody, or you let someone in traffic in a sincere, nice way, not in a, oh, go ahead, you jerk, you know, but like, oh, go ahead, you know, there you go. You watch and it'll happen tenfold. Then you'll be at like a 4-way stop and somebody will like wave you on, go ahead. Or you'll be in that situation where you didn't see the merge sign, or you got distracted with something for a minute and you were like, oh no, I got to get over. And then somebody like goes, come on, go ahead and get in. And you'll see that happen more and more. And it turns into this tenfold thing. I've noticed when I tithe or give to charity, I can give $10. And then it's like, I'll be like getting ready for bed that night and I'll be like, oh my gosh, I sold $150 worth of stuff today. That $10 came back to me tenfold plus. Or, you know, you'll like, you know, at the pet store, they're always asking for like a donation to the, you know, Humane Society or whatever when you check out on the little keypad. And then you'll see, you know, like the next day somebody buys you lunch and it was like $10 or $15. And it's like, oh, that's cool. That happens. And so it just happens that way. And when you start turning it into a game, like, you don't have to make more money. You don't have to, you know, look for all that stuff, because it just starts happening naturally. And it just, you know, so you just turn it into a game. Like if you're in the dating scene, turn it into a game. Don't turn it into like this dreadful thing. Like your friend says, hey, you want to go speed dating? Yeah, that's an interesting concept to do. Let's go speed dating and have fun with it. Like, don't go into it going, oh, there's just a bunch of jerks in the world and I'm never going to meet the right guy, but I'll go to this dumb speed dating thing. Like, I've been married for 25 years. I've been with my husband for 27 years, and we have a great marriage. I love him so much. But like things like that intrigue me. Like, I think it would be fun to go speed dating just for the fun of it with like a single friend. I would never do it because my husband wouldn't approve. And I'm not like saying I want to go out there and date people. I'm just like intrigued with all these different ways of meeting people. I just read this little thing on Facebook, and the girl that put it up, the girl. The woman that put it on there was very negative about it. And I was just like, that's ridiculous. So they're doing this thing where they do this blind date, like couples photo session. So you show up basically blindfolded, and then you take your blindfolds off, and then you have like this couples photo session. So it's like this blind date that turns into like kind of this intimate thing. And she was like, oh, well, that's as bad as a one night stand. And I'm like, my whole relationship started with one night stand. And it, 27 years later, three grown kids, because I have a stepdaughter that's almost 30 in a few days. Yeah, so it's like people meet in all different ways, and it's not bad to meet in any certain way. People meet in blind dates, they meet one night stands, they meet, arranged marriages. Like there's all these things, like the whole, 90-Day Fiance and Married at First Sight. Like I watch Married at First Sight because it's so intriguing to me. It's just so intriguing. So you turn that into a game. Like it's a game. It's fun. Like, of course, be safe when you're dating. Just don't go meet a stranger at their house or something. Meet them at a restaurant, or have, people aware of what you're doing and where you're at, so you're safe. But what fun that could be. What fun that could be. And if you're just having an attitude that all men suck or all women suck and you're never going to find anybody, that's what you're going to get back. You're never going to find anybody. You might find somebody and you're like, oh, this is the person. And then 6 months later, after all that lust and infatuation wears off, you're like, oh, they drive me crazy. They're filthy. They keep texting their ex, whatever it is. You're going to get that back, because that's the law of attraction. If you are going out there and having fun and turning dating into a game, you're going to find another fun person that likes to play good games, not bad relationship crappy games, but good games, fun games. Let's see how many people we can make smile at the park today. Let's see how many, let's go to the grocery store and, let's pay for the person ahead of us. Like, let's go to the coffee shop and, go through the drive-through and pay for the drinks behind us. Let's have fun. Turn it into a game. Turn your life into a fun game, because that's what we're here for, is to have fun. Is there seriousness? Is there things that we're going to have to do that we don't necessarily enjoy? If you want to be a mom, you're going to have to clean up puke and change a few crappy diapers. That whole poop up the back thing and the hair, it's a thing. It happens. I was just joking around with my daughter. It's been a few months ago. I asked her if she wanted to go to lunch, and she said, well, I'm going to the gym first. So if you want to go to lunch with me after the gym, I'm going to be all gross. But if you want to wait a while, I can go home and take a shower. And I said, hey, I knew you when you pooped your pants. And she was like, hey, you don't need to bring back my history. And we were doing that on Facebook on a public, or no, we were texting it, but I actually I screenshotted it and put it on Facebook, because I just thought it was so funny, because she's like, hey, you don't need to bring up my past like that. It was just all in good fun. But it's true. Like if you wanted, I'm a clothing reseller, I'm a tarot reader, I'm a life coach, I'm a mom. There's things there that I don't want to do. There's things there that I don't like doing, but I have so much fun doing most of it that it's fine. If you want to be in a relationship, you're going to have to compromise. You're going to have to put up with picking up their dirty clothes, or putting the cap back on the toothpaste, or changing the toilet paper roll, or, driving them somewhere that they don't want to go. Or, if you want kids, you're going to have to deal with them like having their own lives and having their own ideas. It's like, that's what they do. They grow up and they, I'm a mom of a transgender, and you want to talk about like having their own life and making their own decisions. Holy crap. That was a lot to take in, and I'm an open-minded person. I always have been, but when it's in your family and in your face and it's personal, it's a different situation. And were there parts of it that I just hated? Of course there were, but it has been so rewarding. It has opened my mind and my heart, and I love him so much, and it's just awesome. So it's just like all of these things, they come with contrast, but when you look at the contrast as something to learn from and something to play that game with, like, oh, there's a flat tire on the car. Okay, well, I'm gonna have to figure out how to pay for that because I didn't budget that in, and I'm kind of on a tight budget. And then you just go, okay, I just know it's gonna come. I know it's gonna happen. And then, maybe somebody pays you back that, $150 that they owed you from a year and a half ago that you totally forgot about. And they're like, hey, I, got this new job and I realized I needed to pay you back. And then boom, there it is. Like that happened to me. We needed new tires on my van, and I didn't know where the money was going to come from, and I was getting really upset about it. And then I just was like, no, it's going to happen better than expected. And I kid you not, that afternoon, I checked the mail, and this was like six months after we had moved. And there was a check in the mail from our old landlord for the remainder of our deposit after they had the carpets cleaned and all that stuff. And I was just like, there it is. This happened so quickly. It was just amazing. That's what the law of attraction is. Have fun with it. Play with it. Don't get to these places where you're just like, oh, yeah, I got to write that stuff down. Okay, I'll visualize, because you're just pushing that stuff away. Find fun ways to attract those things. Find fun ways for you. For some people, that is fun, is to write those things down. I love to write. I love handwriting. I do it. I print it all out. I do it all in cursive. I see how little I can get it. I see how big I can get it. I play with it. So that's what it's about. Have fun. Play with it. Have fun in life. Turn these times in the day into these segments of challenges and games to have fun with. See how many people you can say hi to and compliment. See how many people say hi to you and compliment you. See how many people you can make smile. See how many dates you could have this week. See how many people you could give a few dollars to. When you're giving money, it doesn't mean you got to give like $200 to some GoFundMe. I get a lot of requests for GoFundMe, and I only do the ones that feel really good to me, and I usually only do like $5 or $10. And I just figure, if everybody's doing a little bit like that, it helps, and I'm helping. And then that's $50 or $100 I'm going to get back, and it happens every time. Okay, I'm going to go. You guys all have a great Wednesday. It's hump day. If you're at work, have fun. If you're at home, have fun. If you're homeschooling your kids, do something fun with them. Let them know that life is fun. It's not all work. It's not all nose to the grindstone. Life is fun. So I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye.